Okay. I wrote a poem about what's been going on in my life, so just kind of sit back and listen. This poem is called In My Bed. In my bed, it feels like a warm summer day. There I'm safe from everything that could hurt me. In my bed, I'm on my own private island with the sun on my face, and I'm sitting on a comfy fold-out chair, reclined back, just taking it all in. In my bed, I'm in control. In my bed, I'm not struggling to understand. It doesn't feel like I can hear a million sounds or overly focus on everything like some superhuman. In my bed, I'm normal. I'm able to release the latches of a mask that covers my sadness continuously. I don't have to pretend there or try not to let it show, just so others around me will feel comfortable. Inside my covers, it feels like I'm floating, and the water is just absorbing me. While I feel the breeze on my skin, it caresses me in my bed. I don't have to try so hard at everything. Every time I get out my bed, it feels like a bell that just rung, and I just entered the next round of the never-ending fight to survive. Each thing that happens during the day is the feeling of my opponent punching me in the face. And I take the hits, and I continue to wipe off the blood. I pick myself up, try, and I stand again and regain my vision. Getting up after each hit just feels harder and harder. I become more dizzy and lightheaded, but after that last one, my family then talks to me and cheers me on from the audience. They tell me that they hear from me. They tell me not to give up and that they're proud of me. But I see the concern and I see the worry filling up inside their eyes. It's almost like a clogged tub that's overflowing with water. I want to make them proud. I want to take away their worry. Because my love for them, man, it's as big as a galaxy. And it increases every day. When they see me inside the ring, they can't see how big my wounds are, though. They see minor cuts and a little blood, thinking that my battle is defeatable. They see my opponent as somebody my size, with a little bruises too, and in worse shape than me, though. But they can't see what I see. I see my wounds like I'm almost at the point of a concussion. And my opponent, they aren't even anywhere close to my size. I'm fighting a big green man with muscles the size of my head. Most people know him as the Hawk. But I know him as something different. To me, his skin isn't green, it's black. And his name isn't the Incredible Hulk. His name is Darkness. My fights and attempt back at him seem pointless. When he's so strong and so tall and has a look on his unwounded face like he just knows that he can win. And I'm just wasting time. The doctors say that I have PTSD from everything that he's done to me while I was inside the ring, but they're wrong. Not about the PTSD, but about the cause of it. I'm not afraid of being in the ring and him overpowering me and I lose the fight. I know I should be, but I'm not. Why would I be? Why wouldn't I want the constant hitting that affects me one after the other to end? Why wouldn't I want the pain that he's causing me to be over? When the fight is over, there's no more pain or blood to spit out. It's just peace after the fight is done. So I'm not afraid to lose. This fight been happening since I've been 12 years old. So I'm tired. It feels so repetitive. And I didn't know how much more that I could endure. It was torture. Most people are scared of what comes after losing their fight. They feel each decision is impactful, so they play by the rules of the ring. To avoid going to jail, or for some people even hell. Everybody believes it's different. But how do I express that? During the times where it was time for me to fight, I was there already. I was inside my own personal hell every day, over and over again. I wanted to go where it was beautiful, where it was peaceful, somewhere where my whole family could finally be together. During the fight, it was just my mom and my sister in the audience, cheering me on. But I felt so guilty constantly, making them watch as I was giving up. So I pretended to have more energy, to have a smile that wasn't real, but you would know, and to be excited to take him down instead of so hopeless like I already was. So I had PTSD of that, leaving my family to deal with my choices. But in my last fight, on September 26th, my fight was killing me, inside and out. My fingers were broken. My eyes were so bloody to where it was blinding. My ears were ringing from being hit repeatedly. And my legs were about to give out. From standing and fighting for so long, I was close to calling it quits. But just try to get up. Just one more time. Then the next hit was a girl he brought inside the ring. At first, she was in my audience cheering for me. But turns out she was just there to have a place to sit. She then comes inside the ring and tells me she's cutting me out her life. And before I knew it, he let her get out the ring safely, and he gave me his most powerful hit that he was saving just for me. And he knocks me down, finally. And I cry, and struggle to breathe. Then the rest just is all a blur. The ref then comes up to me and has a metal food container. It's something that you would see at like a wealthy person's chef using to present their next meal. But the ref then opens the lid, and inside it's just a bowl of gummy bears. But they're not labeled gummy bears. They're labeled pain relief. And I'm skeptical about taking them. I call out to my family in the crowd, screaming. I'm asking for help. But the ref tells me that no one can hear me. My lungs were hurt so badly that my voice was soft and low. He asked me, do I want to forfeit and take these to have relief? I tell him that I don't know. I tell him that I should keep fighting and that I didn't want to hurt my family. He tells me that you've already lost. It would be selfish and more hurtful to make my family watch him finish. He told me. He told me I should just choose this because the other option will cause me too much pain. And then he tells me, don't you love your family and your friends? Protect them. And take these and I'll take you home, out the ring, and you'll never have to fight again. I pick them up with my broken fingers, barely getting them in my hands. I put them inside my mouth, and he pulls out a bottle of Taylorport and tells me to use it to help me swallow the gummy bears. I look up at the ceiling of the boxing ring, deciding on if I should swallow. He whispers to me and tells me softly, you're tired. Just swallow so I can take you home, so you could be back in your bed. You love your bed, don't you? About to listen and agree with him. Out of nowhere, I hear a gunshot, and the ref's blood splatters all over my face. A tiny girl who was sitting behind my family comes inside the ring. She picks me up and puts my hand on her shoulders, and she carries me out the ring. She takes me home and puts me in my bed. She paces back and forth in a panic, figuring out what to do. She tries talking to me to keep me awake, but so exhausted and in excruciating pain, I slowly drift off to sleep. Because there I am again, inside my bed. I'm not fighting or struggling with the world watching me lose. I'm alone, safe and sound, in my bed where I want to be. My family then wakes me up in a hospital bed and they tell me that I ended up in a hospital from my last fight. Then they crying, hugging me tighter than they ever have before. Grateful and happy that I survived through this fight. But I was so sad because I knew that if I was still out here, he was coming for me and ready to put me right back inside that ring. They tell me that I have to go away for a while to get help curing my wounds and to take a break from the world. So I was relieved, hoping it meant that I'd get a break from him. Where I went, others tell me that they are also afraid of him too. They face their own rounds in their own ring with him. And just like me, they lost. But the silence in there was as loud as a Rolling Loud concert. It haunted me. And every time I looked in the mirror at the place I was at, I saw him standing behind me. telling me that he can't wait for my return. Then a lady who was one of the staff members came to my unit inside, and she was there every day for 1 hour. And while she was there, I could breathe. Suddenly, my lungs weren't in distress. My chest wasn't in aching pain, and my eyes weren't so swollen that I couldn't see. She talked to me, and while she did, the outline of her body shined as if it was like a light surrounding her. And it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. My last day at this place, everyone talked to me about how to defeat him and how not to let him control me, and that there was more to life than being inside a ring 24/7. I was skeptical, but decided to be hopeful that they were right. After a weekend away, I returned back home and tried pressing play on this movie that was my life. While things kept getting done, I kept having moments where I felt like somebody was watching me, waiting for me. And I didn't know if I was imagining it, but everyone around me constantly checked in to let me know that they were here, reassuring me that I was safe and that I'm in control. And for a few days, I was okay and able to relax. But all good things must come to an end, right? 2 nights ago, right when my guard was down from me taking my sleep medication, he visits me in my dream. And he puts a cloud over my bed, and it's now constantly raining down on me all night long. It made me sleep so cold and dark, like a winter day. And there was no sunshine, there was no color, just constant darkness. Even after waking up, the cloud was still over me, and I couldn't move. For 8 hours, I'm just stuck, letting life pass me. But finally at 5 p.m., I got up and I entered the ring. And I did my hardest to fight back. I punched him down so hard that he got scared. And he removed the cloud. He wasn't used to me fighting back. Never would have punched that powerful. I felt stronger and in control. Then I did my art to have an escape from everything. Then I decided to go to bed, turning on meditation to drift me off to sleep so that I wouldn't be afraid. I'd be ready. I wake up today with that cloud over me again, feeling defeated and cold. I just wanted to stay warm and safe inside the dark in my bed. I felt that if I didn't move from my bed, I wouldn't have to get back inside the ring. I was safe, and I didn't have to fight at all. Until I realized something. I was able to fight back yesterday after I got out my bed, and then it clicked. He used my bed as a means of control. Since in my bed, in my most vulnerable place, my garden isn't up. He's been using the darkness in my safest place to reach me. And since I kept staying in my room where he couldn't make me get inside the ring, I realized that it was in this same bed that I let keep the sunlight out, that I let life pass me by, and that I was using to hide from him. So although I love my bed, and it used to be one of my favorite places, I no longer can use it to hide from him. Because sinking away in the warmth of my bed all day is him winning. It's me not fighting for the future that I promised. A little girl who wears mismatched clothes and has a snagger tooth and a beautiful future and a family. I promise that I make her proud. So yes, I love my bed, and I always will. But I can't protect her if I'm not in the fight. And if I'm just letting life run its course while I waste away in the bed. When I'm there too long, he has access to her. She's in danger. So my love for her needs to be stronger than my fear of him. So today was the last day I chose to melt away, all out of fear. Today is the day I chose to make my bed and fight back, because staying in my bed all day is me giving up, and I can't give up on her, even if it means not being in my bed. Thank you.